Hello everyone, my name is Josh and today I'm going to be helping you guys out with the human impact on an Australian ecosystem for Year 9 Science Ecology. Quick disclaimer, this version of the report that I'm going to be showing you is from 2023 and it might have a few little changes in the future, so just make sure to look at your task notification for all the important details. But with that out of the way, my name is Josh and here we go. So, your task is to quote, research the impact of a factor related to the human activity that threatens the stability and sustainability of an ecosystem in Australia. You will hand in a written report of your findings and then produce a physical A3 poster that can be displayed at a library. So, this project can be done individually or in groups of 2. I did it individually, personally, but I'm sure some of you guys might want to do it in groups of 2, which is great. Half the work. Anyway, so the first thing you guys are going to want to do is to choose the topic of your report. There are 8 different topics to choose from, and they are as follows. Number 1, the effect of urban expansion on a specific wildlife. Number 2, the introduction of invasive species. Number 3, deforestation and the effect on a specific organism or ecosystem. Number 4, the effect of fertiliser and chemical pesticides runoff on the waterways. Number 5, the effect of pollution and or plastics on a specific aquatic ecosystem. And number 6, the effect of overcropping on a specific aquatic or terrestrial organism, aquatic meaning underwater, terrestrial meaning above water. And number 7, the effect of mining on the environment in Western Australia. And finally, number 8, you can choose your own topic and seek approval from your teacher. So once you've chosen your topic, I recommend researching it first. Look down at the broken down subheadings to see exactly what you want to research, because usually there's questions right there. I'll show an image on the screen right now that shows you exactly what you're meant to be looking up and answering in your report. And don't forget to hold on to all the references you use, since we're going to be needing them later. Also, quick side note, make sure you're reading the rubric as you go to make sure you're writing things in as they want you to, since sometimes you can lose marks for missing little things on the rubric. So, when you're doing your research, I recommend laying it out on a mind map, like this. I did this one on Apple Freeform, but you could do it just as easily on Microsoft Word or even handwritten if you want to. Just make sure, again, to write down all your references and take down as much information as you can. You can even copy paste into this document, but as long as you reword it when you're writing it into your little paragraphs. After you have enough information, it's time to start constructing these sections. The introduction comes first. You'll want to include general information about your chosen ecosystem, such as biotic and abiotic factors, location, and flora and fauna, which is animals and plants. You should also briefly introduce the human impact that is affecting your ecosystem. Real quick, I just want to explain a little English thing that you will probably be using a lot in your project, and a lot of people from my class got this wrong, and that's why they lost marks. So this is just really the difference between affect and effect. Affect spelled with an A, and effect spelled with an E. Affect is a verb, as in the frogs are being affected by deforestation, or the sun is affected the ice cream's ability to stay frozen. Effect is a noun, as in the effect of deforestation is the extinction of the frogs, or the ice cream melted as an effect of the sun's heat. Make sure not to confuse them, or you might just lose spelling marks or grammar marks. Back to the project. After the introduction comes human impact. This section is basically an in-depth explanation of how we are affecting the ecosystem and why we should care. This part should feature a bunch of statistics and plenty of research. After this is reducing human impact. This part is about what has been done to remedy the human impact and what should be done in the future. And finally, after this, I recommend a conclusion, which should really just be a bunch of the points you've made in each of the other sections summarized and maybe finished off with a quote or a personal opinion. Just something that will kind of make them remember your point. So once you've finished these sections, you'll have a rough draft. You should go over it a few times, fixing any grammatical or spelling errors that you find. Alternatively, you could use a service like Grammarly to check for mistakes, but do at least one check by hand just to make sure you get everything, since Grammarly can miss things. Now for a quick guide on referencing. Referencing is very important in research tasks like this, so we need to be extra careful. It says on the task notification to use APA7, or this might be different depending on when you're doing it in the future, but it shouldn't really affect things that much in this little tutorial. Now, don't be put off by that fancy name. It's actually really easy. First, you're going to want to gather all the websites that you've used. Then go to citethistforme.com. I'll leave the link in the description so you can visit it. When you're on the site, you're going to want to tap Create Citations. After that, if you're citing a website, that is, click Website, or if you're citing a book or journal, click their respective buttons. Then paste in the site address, click Cite on the correct site that's on the list below, and press Continue. Then fill in all the info that you can. It's okay if you can't find some of it. Many websites don't include the author or date. That's okay though. So when you're done, just scroll down and then click Complete Citation. After this, select the drop-down that should say Harvard, and then choose APA7 or whichever referencing your task notification says you should use. Then simply copy that reference that the website's generated and paste it into your report. And there you go. That's your short walkthrough on how to do this report. Good luck, my fellow students, and I will see you next time.